When Harold turned 72, he was proud of how far he had come. He had worked for over 4 decades as a teacher, raised a family, and even enjoyed traveling with his wife after retirement. Yet during a routine doctor's visit, he was told something that shook him deeply. Statistically, men in the United States often struggle to live beyond 75. Harold laughed nervously at first, but later that evening, sitting in his recliner, he thought about those words. He thought about friends he had already lost, classmates who were gone, and neighbors who had passed quietly after reaching their mid-70s. Suddenly, what sounded like a simple statistic became a haunting reality. Why do so many lives seem to stall at that age? Is there truly an invisible barrier at 75? Or is there something deeper at play? This question is more than just numbers on a chart. Across the United States, life expectancy hovers in the late 70s, with many men in particular passing away around 75. Women may live a few more years, but the gap is narrowing. And yet, when we look closer, there are plenty of seniors who live well into their 80s and 90s with surprising vitality. They garden, they volunteer, they take long walks, they laugh with their grandchildren. So what separates those who thrive in later years from those who seem to fade too soon? Is it luck, genetics, or something entirely within their control? That is the mystery we need to explore. Understanding why so many seniors do not live past 75 is not about dwelling on fear. It is about uncovering the truth so that you and I and everyone watching today can take steps that extend both the length and quality of life. Science has shown that a handful of daily actions repeated consistently can dramatically change outcomes. But before we discuss the positive actions, it is important to understand the common missteps. Many seniors fall into mistakes that quietly determine their fate without them even realizing it. One of the most common failed approaches is relying too heavily on medication while ignoring lifestyle. Take, for example, Margaret, a 76-year-old widow who trusted every pill prescribed to her but stopped walking after dinner, telling herself that the medicine will take care of me. Within 2 years, her body weakened to the point where even standing felt exhausting. Medicine can be life-saving, yes, but without movement, nutrition, and mental engagement, it becomes only a bandage covering a deeper wound. Another mistaken path is thinking that once retirement arrives, it is time to slow down completely. While rest is important, too much of it becomes harmful. Frank at 70 was thrilled to retire. He told everyone he would finally do nothing, and he meant it. Within just 5 years, his health spiraled. His muscles weakened, his memory declined, and his sense of purpose disappeared. The human body and mind were never designed for idleness. Choosing inactivity after 65 or 70 is not rest. It is a slow surrender. The last failed solution is believing that aging is entirely in the hands of fate or genetics. Many seniors shrug and say, "My father died at 75, so I will too." This belief is powerful, but tragically limiting. While genetics do play a role, research shows they are far less decisive than daily habits. In fact, lifestyle choices like diet, movement, relationships, and purpose determine as much as 70 to 80% of health outcomes in later life. Accepting early decline as inevitable can sadly make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. So the question becomes, what is the one action that most determines whether someone will break past 75 or stop there? That is what we will uncover in the solutions ahead. Each action you will hear is backed by science, grounded in real senior stories, and most importantly, practical enough for anyone to begin today. By the end, you will see that the line at 75 is not fixed, it is movable, and you have more influence over it than you might think. And before we dive into those life-changing actions, I want to pause and ask you something important. If you are finding this conversation meaningful already, please take a moment to hit the like button, comment below with your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe to our channel, Senior Ways. Your support helps us continue creating videos that guide seniors toward healthier, longer, and more fulfilling lives. Now let us step into the first major action that can determine fate beyond 75. Solution 1. Maintain daily physical movement. The very first solution that decides whether many seniors move beyond 75 is simple but powerful: maintaining daily physical movement. Notice that I did not say formal exercise because for many older adults that word feels intimidating. Instead, I am talking about movement, the kind that fits naturally into your day and does not require special equipment or memberships. When Harold, the 72-year-old teacher we met earlier, faced his doctor's warning, he realized he had a choice. He did not buy a treadmill or lift heavy weights. Instead, he began with easy daily walks with his dog, gentle stretches in the morning, and a bit of light gardening. Over 6 months, something remarkable happened. His energy grew, his sleep deepened, and his blood pressure lowered without needing an additional pill. Science confirms Harold's experience. After the age of 50, the body loses muscle more quickly, and by 70, the decline accelerates. Without movement, bones weaken, balance suffers, and falls become a major risk. But consistent movement, walking, dancing, climbing stairs, even tending to a garden, signals the muscles and bones to stay strong. It keeps blood flowing, lowers the risk of heart disease, and prevents the slow decline that traps many seniors. The magic is not in intensity, but in consistency. Just 30 minutes of light movement a day can extend life by years. Think of your body as a plant. You do not drown it once a month, you water it a little every day. Your body responds the same way. Daily movement is a signal to your body that life is not finished, it is still in motion. Solution 2. Nurture a strong sense of purpose. The second solution may surprise you because it is less physical and more emotional, yet it is just as crucial, nurturing a strong sense of purpose. Many people overlook this, but losing purpose is one of the hidden reasons so many lives stall at 75. Take Edith, a 78-year-old grandmother in Ohio. After her husband passed, her days grew painfully quiet. She admitted she often sat alone asking herself, "Why am I still here?" That emptiness quickly showed in her health. She lost weight, her energy collapsed, and she became vulnerable to illness. But when her daughter encouraged her to volunteer at the local library's children's reading program, everything changed. Edith found joy in helping kids discover stories, and suddenly her spark returned. She began smiling again, eating better, and feeling strong enough to plan her days with excitement. This transformation is not just in her head. Science shows that seniors with a clear purpose live longer. Purpose releases brain chemicals that fight stress, strengthen the heart, and even support the immune system. Just as importantly, purpose keeps the brain alive by creating new connections. Seniors with hobbies, causes, or responsibilities to look forward to are less likely to suffer dementia or severe memory decline. In other words, the mind tells the body you are needed, and the body responds by holding on. Purpose does not have to mean changing the world. It can be as simple as caring for plants, cooking meals for family, writing letters, or offering wisdom to younger generations. What matters is that it gives you a reason to wake up tomorrow with anticipation instead of dread. As one 90-year-old man once said, "The day I stop having something to do is the day I will start dying." When you combine these first two solutions, movement and purpose, you build the strongest foundation possible for life beyond 75. Movement feeds energy, purpose gives direction, and together they keep both body and mind alive. Before we continue, I want to ask you something directly. What gives you purpose today? Share it in the comments below. Your answer may inspire another senior who is searching for meaning. And if this message resonates with you, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel Senior Ways so you never miss another conversation that could add years to your life. Next, we will uncover two more solutions, ones that are often overlooked, but may be the very key to breaking through the invisible barrier of 75. Solution 3. Build deep social connections. The third solution that determines whether seniors break past 75 is building and maintaining deep social connections. Humans are not meant to live in isolation, yet loneliness has quietly become one of the greatest health risks for older adults. Research now shows that loneliness can be as damaging to health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That is staggering. Consider Thomas, a 74-year-old veteran who lived alone after his wife passed. He ate his meals by himself, rarely answered the phone, and often went days without speaking to another person. At his annual checkup, his doctor noted rising blood pressure, increased inflammation, and signs of depression. Then one small change altered everything. His daughter convinced him to join a local veterans breakfast group that met once a week. Within months, Thomas was laughing again, making new friends, and even walking daily with one of the men from the group. His health stabilized, and his outlook brightened. Science explains why. Social interaction reduces stress hormones that damage the heart and immune system. It stimulates the brain, improving memory and cognitive function. Most importantly, it strengthens resilience. Seniors who share their struggles with friends or family are more likely to bounce back from illness or loss. They heal faster after surgery, respond better to treatment, and even live longer. This does not mean you need dozens of friends. Just a few meaningful relationships, a close friend, a sibling, or a supportive neighbor, can make all the difference. Picking up the phone once a day, sharing a meal, or simply sitting together in quiet companionship gives the brain and body a reason to keep going. Seniors who feel loved and connected rarely stop at 75. Solution 4. Prioritize proper nutrition. The fourth solution is one that many underestimate until it is too late: prioritizing proper nutrition. After retirement, some seniors fall into the habit of eating whatever is quick, cheap, or comforting, often processed foods filled with salt and sugar. This is understandable, but it is also deadly. Nutrition is not just about weight, it directly fuels longevity. Take Rosa, a 76-year-old woman who struggled with fatigue and constant aches. Her meals often consisted of canned soup, frozen dinners, and pastries, because cooking for one felt like a burden. When she finally met with a nutritionist, she discovered her diet was draining her life. Together, they created small changes, adding fresh vegetables, swapping soda for water, and preparing simple soups with beans and leafy greens. Within weeks, Rosa reported feeling lighter, more energetic, and less foggy. Science backs this up. Diets rich in whole foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, beans, lean proteins reduce inflammation, protect the heart, and slow cognitive decline. Seniors who follow balanced diets, such as the Mediterranean diet, are more likely to live into their 80s and 90s. On the other hand, too much processed food accelerates diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and heart failure, all of which are leading reasons people do not survive past 75. Proper nutrition also supports independence. Strong muscles and bones rely on adequate protein, calcium, and vitamin D. Brain health thrives on omega-3 fatty acids found in fish and walnuts. Even small changes like eating an apple instead of a cookie or cooking oatmeal instead of reaching for sugary cereal can extend both the length and quality of life. Food is not just fuel. For seniors, food becomes medicine or poison. Making mindful choices 3 times a day, every day, is one of the most powerful ways to write a different story after 75. When you combine strong social connections with good nutrition, the results are profound. Relationships feed the heart, food feeds the body, and together they protect against decline. Seniors who stay connected and eat well are far more likely to not only survive, but thrive well into their later years. We still have one final solution to discuss, perhaps the most overlooked, but also the most life-changing. It may surprise you because it is not about the body at all, but about the mind and how we choose to see life itself. Solution 5. Cultivate a resilient mindset. The fifth and perhaps most overlooked solution is cultivating a resilient mindset. The way seniors think about aging, health, and life itself can be the final factor that determines whether they stop at 75 or continue into their 80s and 90s. Take Evelyn, an 81-year-old retired nurse. She has arthritis in her knees, her eyesight is not as sharp as it used to be, and she has faced her share of loss. Yet, whenever you ask her how she is doing, she smiles and says, "I am still here, and that means I still have work to do." That mindset is not denial, it is resilience. She chooses to see challenges as hurdles, not walls. Because of that, she continues to volunteer at her church, meet friends for coffee, and tend to her garden. Her body is not perfect, but her spirit keeps her moving forward. Science calls this optimism bias, and it has real biological power. Seniors with positive attitudes toward aging live up to 7 years longer than those who view aging with fear or negativity. Positive thinking lowers stress hormones, protects the heart, and even strengthens the immune system. In contrast, seniors who believe decline is inevitable often stop trying, which accelerates the very decline they fear. Cultivating resilience does not mean pretending everything is fine. It means acknowledging difficulties while still choosing to look for meaning and hope. Journaling, practicing gratitude, meditating, or simply reminding yourself daily that this moment matters can shift how your body responds to stress. The mind and body are deeply connected. When the mind says yes, the body often follows. Final thoughts. So let us bring everything together. We began by asking why so many seniors do not live past 75. We discovered it is not fate or genetics alone, but rather daily actions that shape the outcome. The first solution is maintaining daily movement because consistent activity keeps muscles strong, blood flowing, and balance steady. The second is nurturing purpose, that deep reason to wake up each morning with anticipation. The third is building strong social connections, protecting the heart and brain from the damage of loneliness. The fourth is prioritizing proper nutrition, using food as medicine to fuel longevity instead of disease. And finally, the fifth is cultivating a resilient mindset, choosing hope and strength even when life feels heavy. Together, these 5 actions form a shield. They protect the body, nurture the mind, and extend the years of joy, independence, and meaning that every senior deserves. 75 does not have to be the end of the road. It can be the beginning of a new chapter 1 where you live with more wisdom, more gratitude, and more vitality than ever before. Now, I want to turn this back to you. Which of these 5 solutions speaks to you the most? Is it movement, purpose, connection, nutrition, or mindset? Share your answer in the comments below because your voice might inspire another senior who is watching this right now. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to our channel, Senior Ways. Every week we bring you insight stories and practical tips to help you age with strength, joy, and dignity. And remember, your future is not fixed at 75. You hold the power to shape it with the choices you make today. So keep moving, keep connecting, keep nourishing, keep believing, and keep living.